Hello, YouTube. Thank you for visiting You Grow Row. If this is your first time, I hope you'll consider subscribing at the end of this video. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you. Well, I'm getting excited, y'all. It's December 28th, and you know what that means. The new year is around the corner, and I'm already thinking about the 2023 growing season. Let me tell you all about it in just a sec. So for 2023, I do have some goals that I set, also known as New Year's resolutions for the garden. And I want to share those with you guys. I have 6 of them. And then I'm also, at the end of this video, going to throw in some ideas for you guys in case you were thinking about doing your own New Year's resolutions for the garden. So my first resolution is to hang a bird feeder. I don't have a bird feeder at my new house, and I have room for one. And so I definitely want to get a bird feeder in. And the person I'm going to talk to is my mom, because she's an avid bird watcher, and she will be able to give me all the information I need in order to get that set up at my house. I want to make my house a sanctuary for them. Come and get their water, get some food, maybe even some shelter if needed. So that's my number one resolution, hanging a bird feeder. Resolution number 2 is I want to plant at least 1, but maybe 2 columnar fruit trees. Now what these are trees that are grown in just one column, right? And they're fruit trees. I've seen them, I believe, on fastgrowingtrees.com, and they have like different apple trees, I believe, and maybe like a plum or something like that. I want to get at least 1 of those in, maybe 2. We'll see. I've got 1 fruit tree growing right now. I bought it, 2 years ago, and it was a 6-in-1 tree. I knew then that it was going to take forever to get to the part where it's at fruition. And it'll probably be the same thing for the columnar tree, but I got to get started sooner rather than later so that I can harvest sooner. So goal number 2, plant at least 1 columnar fruit tree in my backyard. Resolution number 3 is to increase the number of perennials. Now, I say this every year. Every year I say I want to increase the number of perennials I have, and every year I do a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. So my guess is this is going to be on my list of New Year's resolutions for many years to come. But this year, the thing that I think I want to get out there that I had at the old house and don't have at this one is milkweed. I'm going to try my best to get some milkweed going from seed and get that out in my yard and have it take off and be perennial. We'll see what happens. But even if I don't do that, there are other perennials that I have on my list of things to grow that will satisfy the intent of mine to increase the number of perennials on my property. However, specifically, I would like to get some milkweed out there, but we'll see how that goes at a later date. All right, where are we? Resolution number 4. Resolution number 4 is, to install a rain barrel. So I have 1, what do you call that? Rain spout, gutter, downspout on the back of my house, but it's on my deck right next to my door. And I don't think I want to put a rain barrel there. It would take up too much space. However, I do have a goal of getting gutters put on my garage, which currently has none. And if I can do that, then I could have a rain barrel put onto a downspout on there. So it's kind of a twofer. I'm going to have to save up so that I can get the gutters, and then I'll be able to get my rain barrel. But if I can't get that done on the garage, the other option is to build another rain barrel like what I had at the old house, but got left behind. That was cheap and expensive, and it worked really well. So either way, whether or not I get the garage gutters put on and then a rain barrel attached to that, or if I have to do a DIY version, I'm going to get me a rain barrel on this property this year. Resolution number 5 is to provide a water source for bees. And this came up because I was watching some old videos of mine not too long ago from the old apartment, and I forgot that I had created this kind of fountain from a regular old dollar store plant container. I threw some rocks in there, and I bought a solar fountain kit for like $10 off of eBay. Put this thing together. That whole summer, there were bees on there. There were butterflies, and I want to get that back. I don't know what I did, if I took it apart and then stored it away. Maybe it's down in the basement. I don't know. But I didn't see it, and I know I didn't have it out this year. And so I want to get another one of those going because I know that the bees and the butterflies and such, they appreciate having a water source. And then finally, my bonus New Year's resolution is to update my seed tracker spreadsheet. So I've had a spreadsheet of all the seeds that I have, and in that I also do a lot of my planning for each, successive year growing season or whatever. But I haven't updated it in almost a year, and it's time, especially seeing as I lost a lot of my seeds in a move, and so I need to go ahead and get that updated. Probably one good day sitting at the computer, with like a Christmas movie playing or something, and I should be able to get that all caught up and then be able to use it. But in the meantime, the state that is in right now, it's almost unusable because I don't know, the seeds that are in there probably don't have them anymore. So I need to go ahead and update that so that I'll have that. It's kind of like a garden journal for me, but I would like to have that available for me to use because I did use it when I had it and I kept up with it. So that does it for me and my New Year's garden resolutions. But I got some ideas for you guys too. And I was thinking about these. If the 6 that I chose don't suit you, maybe one of these will. So you could have a goal of growing your own bouquet. That was something I thought of a couple years ago, and I did that. It was very fun. I grew zinnias and a bunch of different cut flowers, and I had bouquets at my desk in my house, and I would take them with me over to friends' places. That's a fun one. So maybe that could be a goal of yours. Grow a cut flower garden. You could start a compost pile if you don't have one. That's always great. You can make your own what do they call it? Gold dirt, I think. You know what I mean. Go ahead and get a compost pile started if you haven't already. You could make the goal of growing gifts. And the reason I thought of this is because this year I gave gifts of different types of seasonings. I did an Italian seasoning, I did a pepper blend, and I did a basil blend. I also did a hot pepper sauce where I made the vinegar myself, and then I grew the peppers that I put in it for the hot pepper sauce. So it was like from scratch. This hot pepper sauce that ended up turning out really well. A lot of people loved it. I'm going to keep on going because the great thing about vinegar is that it never sours and it never expires. So I can get started on those gifts now and have a plethora of them by the time Christmas 2023 comes up. Because this year I only made, I think, maybe a dozen jars. Really could have got away with making about 3 times that, but I didn't know it was going to turn out so well. Now I do, and I'm getting started now. You could become a master gardener. If that's a goal of yours, maybe this year is the year to go ahead and do it. All you got to do is call your local extension, get some information. They'll walk you through it, tell you how much it costs and all this other stuff. It's different in different places, so I can't tell you what happens here. One, I'm not a master gardener, but I did look into it. But it wouldn't matter. If you're not where I'm at, it could be a totally different program. So give your local extension a call if you're looking into becoming a master gardener. You could, this is a great one. Clean, oil, and sharpen all of your tools. Listen, if your garden is anything like mine, you are using them tools constantly throughout the year and they get beat up, okay? I try to treat them nice, but let's be honest, sometimes I leave them out in the rain. They done got all rusted or something. Now's a good time to go ahead, grab them, do them one at a time. Don't stress yourself out, but clean them, oil them, and sharpen them. You'll be all the better for it in the growing season. Another resolution you could start is to start a garden journal. Now, I have done this year after year after year, and what ends up happening for me is I do great in the beginning, but once the garden starts producing heavily, that garden journal is so far in the back of my mind, I don't even touch it until the next year when I start over again. But maybe you'll be better at it than I am, because a garden journal could come in handy. You can write down, notes for how you grew things, what did well, what didn't, things you want to do in the future, different tips you saw, different methods you want to try, different mediums you want to use. I mean, you could use a garden journal and put a lot of very beneficial information in there. It's up to you. Got a few more. You could organize your greenhouse or potting bench. Now, I don't have a greenhouse and I don't have a potting bench, but if I did, I would want to get that organized before the garden season got going, because I wouldn't want to be in the throes of putting out my summer garden and still trying to find things because they're all who knows where, So now's a good time to think about scheduling time to get your greenhouse in order. You could make a resolution to enjoy your outdoor space more. So you could do things like plant flowers that you just think are pretty, right? Or you could put a bench in your favorite spot in the garden so you could sit there and watch it. Or you could literally stop and smell the flowers. Whatever it is that brings you joy, you should enjoy your outdoor space more. Nature's good for us. Or you could even try bird watching. Bird watching is great too. Do that in your backyard, in your outdoor space. You could try building a fire pit in that outdoor space. All kinds of ideas to help you enjoy your outdoor space more. Let's see. And finally, I have that you could resolve to encourage good bugs, also known as beneficials, to your garden. And you could do that simply by planting certain things, right? So you could plant calendula, or you could plant borage, or you could plant milkweed. All these things bring in beneficial bugs. And when you have beneficial bugs, they do their work in your garden to help out against the pests, the bad guys, right? So maybe you want to figure out how you're going to get more good bugs in your garden space. So that does it for me. Those are my ideas, you guys. You guys. Those are my ideas. I hope you found something that speaks to you. And I hope I've been somewhat inspirational to somebody. I cannot wait for this 2023 garden season to get going. And I'm looking forward to sharing so much of that with you guys. But I'm going to sign off here in December 2022, and I will see y'all in January of 2023. Take care and happy growing. Bye-bye.